Hi, and welcome to AnimalZone. I'm Arthur von Wiesenberger, and this handsome fellow is Mikey, my adopted pit bull. AnimalZone is the A to Z on everything about adoptable pets. Whether you're looking for a bird, a cat, a dog, or even a tortoise, we've got experts who can share their knowledge and insights. So cuddle up with your favorite critter and join us as we explore the AnimalZone. Wait till you see today's show. We've got the Amazing Acro-Cats. They're rescued cats that have been trained to perform with everything from acrobatics to music. At the Santa Paula Animal Rescue Center, you'll meet Luna, a beautiful white pup who's ready for her forever family. Then the pet psychic Laura Stinchfield introduces us to Sherry, a certified animal chiropractor who helps heal a dog right on camera. Then it's time to see some dog training exercises at the National Search Dog Foundation. So let's stretch our muscles as we start a workout in the AnimalZone.
Bonjour Alex.
Bonjour Renaud.
Happiness? It's great food prepared the French way.
Chocolate eclair.
What makes you happy?
A touch of Paris.
Without the trip to France. Handcrafted daily in our bakeries especially for you. Indulge yourself.
Bon appétit.
Please visit Renaud's in Gelston, Santa Barbara, Long Beach, and La Cañada, Flint Ridge.
The Santa Barbara Humane Society is an independent, local, community-based nonprofit with adoptable animals ready to find a forever home today.
At the Santa Barbara Humane Society, we provide low-cost spay and neuter services and vaccinations. It's important for your dogs and cats to get vaccinated to prevent illnesses. And spay and neuter surgeries help prevent unwanted pregnancies and can benefit the health of your pet.
At the Santa Barbara Humane Society, we want you to adopt, not chop.
Today we're going to meet the Amazing Acro-Cats. They've scampered into Santa Barbara to appear at the Centerstage Theater. And we're going to ask the eternal question, can you train a kitty? We're here today with Samantha Martin of Acro-Cats. What does Acro-Cats mean?
Well, they are the Amazing Acro-Cats. So they are performing rescued house cats. They were all former orphans, rescues, and strays that came into my life over the years. And we use something called clicker training, which is all a positive reinforcement-based form of training that involves a click and a treat. So we discover what their special skills are and then build a trick upon it, and kind of to demonstrate to people that not only can cats be trained, but they actually should be trained because it's good for them in so many ways.
Now we noticed on the street you've got a huge mobile home traveling with all these cats?
Yes, it's a cat bus. The fans, we actually got it through a Kickstarter, so the fans helped us get that bus. So that it's much bigger, a lot more room for everybody, and the cats have the back third of the bus, so they're all free roaming, and it's catified with perches and shelves and hammocks and cat trees and everything that a cat could want.
They seem awfully happy. Now tell me about Nola.
Well, Nola was 5 days old. She was found in the back of a pickup truck, actually in Los Angeles. So she was a litter of 3, and she was the one that stole my heart, and I ended up keeping. She was a bottle baby from 5 days old, so she's very bonded to people. She loves people, but not cats, other cats so much.
Oh, and how many cats do you have altogether performing?
Right now we're traveling with 18, but we're expecting 4 bottle babies tomorrow. So in addition to doing the show to demonstrate clicker training, we also do foster and rescue, so we're a mobile foster rescue unit. And we fostered and found homes for 256 cats and kittens since 2009. And so bottle babies are kind of my specialty. I actually have portable incubators and all the supplies to help them survive. So.
This started because you love cats.
Well, I've loved cats and animals all my life. I knew that I wanted to be an animal trainer since I was 10. So I was very fortunate to have my life dream come true. And I love to travel, so I get to travel around the country, meet awesome people, and be with the animals that I love, and be actually changing lives and saving lives, because people walk away from the show and they go home and they work on their relationship with their cat.
How many performances have you done?
Too many to count. Usually we stay in a city from like Thursday. We do shows Thursday through Sunday. 1 to 2 shows a day, and then we go to another city, and then we take breaks throughout the year. So we're on the road anywhere from 6 to 9 months a year, with frequent breaks though. Cats don't like to work that often.
What's the trickiest trick you've got a cat to do?
Well, the band is pretty complex, because teaching a cat to drum is not that easy. Also, some of the balancing things where they roll on the balls, that takes several weeks to teach. So some tricks you can teach a cat in 5 minutes. Other tricks take weeks and weeks.
Do any of your performers ever get adopted?
Well, only the ones that we are fostering. So the cats that are all my personal cats, we never. I always threaten to, maybe as a joke, but they're my personal pets. But the ones that we take in for fostering, are the ones that are available for adoption.
Now, for those of us who have cats at home, and we'd love to have them do something for us, because usually we're just doing stuff for them, right? What are some tricks you could share with our audience?
Oh, well, some of the easiest things are to sit on a stool, maybe give a high five, a sit pretty, a spin, jumping through a hoop. Those are all things that can be taught very quickly. And then we also do a whistle recall. So when we whistle, the cats run back to their carriers, which is a really great life-saving technique, because if there's an emergency and you need to call your pet quickly, you don't have time to be searching for them. So you want to have some sort of signal that they will come running to. And all our cats are trained to run into the carriers. And when we foster, we also train all of our foster kittens to go to a carrier at the sound of a whistle. So they're already trained for a whistle recall. They're comfortable traveling in carriers and being in cars and going places and meeting people. They're all highly socialized, and I teach each of them to do some kind of cute parlor trick, so that way whoever adopts them is never going to abandon them, because who's going to leave behind a cat that gives them a high five when they come home from work?
So if you want to see the Amazing Acro-Cats in the neighborhood near you, you just go to your website, right?
Yes, we just became a not-for-profit, so we're rockcatsrescue.org. We are 501 now, and that has our show schedule and information on all of the kitties. So we're in California now. We're going to be headed to Colorado. We go all over the U.S. So usually West Coast one year, East Coast the next, just bringing cats and joy to cat lovers all over.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much, Samantha.
Sure.
We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with more AnimalZone. Hey, take a look at these loving animals that you can adopt today. And don't worry, if someone beats you to the shelter, there are plenty more wonderful animals ready to find you and their forever home.
Every morning you could count on it being there with the rise of the sun. We're proud to say we've been there every day with you. The Santa Barbara News Press plans to continue sharing the news of the day with you all through the year and beyond. It's nice to know there's some things you can still count on. The Santa Barbara News Press, serving Santa Barbara since 1855.
Subscribe today. Call 1-800-654-3292.
Today on AnimalZone, we're at Spark, which is a Santa Paula Animal Rescue Center, and their executive director, Nikki Gore-Jones. And Nikki, thank you for having us. And who's this gorgeous creature right here?
This is beautiful Luna.
Oh my gosh, Luna is so sweet. So she looks like she's a pit bull, yeah?
Yes.
Or American Staffordshire Terrier?
A bit of that too, I would suspect, yes. Maybe a bit of lab in there too.
Uh-huh. And is she up for adoption?
She is up for adoption, and she's an older girl who's probably lived with one family all her life, so I'm sure she'll be thrilled to go home and be with a family. She loves people very much.
I'll just take her with me when I leave.
And I hope
She's
you
just
will.
adorable. I mean, you know, I'm a sucker for these guys. They're just the best.
Yes.
So tell me a little bit about Spark. How did it start?
It started with a group of ladies who were all in rescue, and they believed that a city shelter could be no-kill. So they got together and worked out a way to open a no-kill shelter, and they offered their services to the city of Santa Paula and became the city shelter for Santa Paula. And ever since they opened 7 years ago, we have been completely no-kill, and every animal gets a second chance at life.
And I think for people to understand, there are some shelters that say they're no-kill, but there's a proviso in there that they don't really necessarily not kill if they're ill or if they're very small, if they're kittens, right?
That may be true.
Yeah.
Even our kittens, we get in about 300 kittens a year, and we have built up a foster program that is pretty robust. We have some amazing fosters, and as you know, kittens are extremely delicate, and there is attrition with kittens. They do, unfortunately, just get weak and die sometimes, no matter what you do for them. But our fosters have done an amazing job of keeping as many alive as possible, and they respond whenever we get some baby bottle kitten feeders in.
And how many dogs and cats have you got right now?
We have about 150.
Wow, a lot to look after. And you must be huge vet bills.
Yes, our vet bills are extremely high because every animal gets that chance to have their second chance at life. And if they come into us ill or injured or sick, they get taken to a vet right away. We do have a clinic with limited veterinary care, but if they need it, they go out to a vet, and that can be very expensive, $300,000 a year.
Now, when you get an animal that maybe has been rescued off the street or something, and they might need socialization, how do you deal with that?
Yes, we do actually. Our staff are quite used to it. We don't have any professional trainers on board, but our staff, some of them are so experienced with the animals over the years that we just know how to approach an animal. We know how to give them what they need. And we can always learn more, and we do. We try and update our knowledge as much as possible. But yeah, we just welcome them in, and after a day or two, you can pretty much figure out what the issues are for that particular animal.
Nikki, thank you so much for having us today.
Thank you.
Love
Thank
having
you
on
very much.
AnimalZone. Luna, thanks for being here. Maybe we get you one day back at our place. We're gonna take a break. We'll be right back after these words. Hey, take a look at these loving animals that you can adopt today. And don't worry, if someone beats you to the shelter, there are plenty more wonderful animals ready to find you and their forever home.
Care for Paws was started in 2009 with the goal to reduce pet overpopulation and keep animals out of shelters, and also to ensure that pets can stay with their owners for life. We, from the get-go, established a free spay and neuter program that would help low-income pet owners fix their pets. So we provide shots, microchips, dewormer, flea treatment. We also have a veterinary intervention program. It's a way for us to help improve the quality of life for the animal as well for the owner, because when an animal suffers in the family, so does the rest of the family.
Imagine, if you will, a zone a zone where animals can talk to humans.
Submitted for your amazement,
The Pet Psychic, as we enter the Animal Zone. Today we're at AB Ranch in Santa Paula, California with a great team. We've got Laura Stinchfield, the Pet Psychic. We've got Tina, who runs AB Ranch. And we've got wonderful Sherry, who's a certified animal chiropractor. I never thought that animals had chiropractors.
Yes, Dr. Sharon Willoughby started it quite a few years ago. Now there's 3 schools that teach veterinarians and chiropractors to be certified.
Wow. So now it looks like Haley, who's this beautiful dog of yours, is ready for some kind of adjustments, huh?
Yes, let me ask you this. Did you want to start asking
Sure.
Haley what we're sensing? Because I'm already seeing a little head tilt, how that would affect the body.
Okay, so Haley, honey, how do you feel in your body? Can you tell us how you feel in your body? She says she's in really great shape for her age, but sometimes she says she feels a little bit wonky. How do you feel a little bit wonky? Can you tell me? Sometimes you feel like your left hip gets stuck, and then she feels like her right hip has a harder time pushing off. She says that she's a really fun dog and she loves to say hello and wiggle, but sometimes her wiggle feels sore down her spine.
So then with this head tilt, it's going to interfere with this big nerve that comes up from the right rear leg to talk to the part of the brain, the cerebellum, to say push. So I would expect Haley's right rear leg to be weak, and I'll do what they call a conscious proprioception check. We turn the paw upside down, and that should be weak. So let me, next, I'm gonna check her atlas vertebra, and the atlas vertebra holds the head up, but it surrounds 300 trillion nerves. So if the brain wants to control the health of the body, that area needs to be clear from any interference. Thank you, Haley. All right, so the atlas first vertebra is jammed against the left side of the nervous system, so both rear legs should not be talking to the brain that says push. I can feel my leg push, so be strong. So I would assume that both rear legs are going to be weak and not be able to push well. So then the body weight goes forward diagonal, so her both shoulders should be sore also. And everything in between, I can see a little dippy. That's just her muscles not handling this imbalance. So if I do a CP reflex, stay there, Haley, okay? Can you stay there, honey? So this should be weak. It's called conscious proprioception. 1, 2, that's slow. So that relates to what I'm feeling with the atlas being out of alignment. And then 1, 2, 3, and that was slow because the head's going down to that side of the spinal cord. Then again, this, she's pretty tight here. This is dippy, as you could see. And she doesn't want me to touch that while she's standing, so I'm just looking at what the rest of her muscles are doing.
She says you can massage it though.
Oh, good. So let her stand. Can I, Haley, can you stand? Stand. Stand. Can you stand for me? Oh, thank you. I'm gonna check her front legs. This should be a little sore, and it is. She doesn't want me to bend it more than that. Okay, and how about this one, honey? And then she doesn't want me to pick up that leg at all. All right, so now I'm gonna adjust her and we're gonna see a big change.
Cool.
So I'm gonna get her head on straight first because it's low on the right. Is that okay with you? And because the center that controls blood circulation, so the arteries dilate, it's also in the upper neck area. So you may get a little head rush, okay? And therefore this also helps the heart. Okay, so, all right, so Haley, I'm gonna adjust you a little bit. Little tweaky. Here we go. Come here. Come here. Okay. Good girl. And it doesn't take much, okay, good, I lifted up the head. Much force, because everything's angles.
She says that she can see you straighter. How can you see her
And I'm gonna adjust the atlas.
I don't have a blurry spot.
Oh, good. Just a little tweaky, honey.
She says that kind of feels not so great. I know, it's not the best feeling at first.
So therefore, when the vagus nerve talks to the stomach, that's called parasympathetic nervous system, and that relaxes the stomach. When she's out of alignment, that big nerve gets affected, so then the stomach produces too much hydrochloric acid, because that's high anxiety, stress. This is called fight or flight area. So I'm kicking in the part of the nervous system that balances that. Okay. So she should have less gas, digest better, and absorb her nutrients better. And then the two muscle centers that are in the brainstem, one says muscles relax, the other one says contract, so I'm actually getting the whole spine to shift. So we're going to see that even the middle part of her back is going to be higher.
She says she feels blissful all of a sudden.
Yeah! Well, I agree. You want a pillow? Do you want a lullaby?
This is amazing.
Feels like a fluffy inside.
Oh.
So she says she can move her spine different. How can you move your spine different? What does it feel? You can move better and easier? It feels more relaxed?
Tail wagging.
Good girl.
Sherry, this is amazing. I mean, Haley is in total bliss.
Yeah, well, with the increased blood circulation and the paraspinal muscle relaxation, it's like all the tension just gets released out of her body, and she just feels just that blissed out experience.
Wow.
So she will get up.
Well, we got to take a break, but I think I'm going to get a little Nuka treatment while we go to this break. We'll be right back after these words.
My grandfather taught me about the beauty of the rugs. Each one tells a story. Story about the person who wove it, the person who bought it, the person who inherits it, the person who treasures it. It's amazing how simply looking at an object can bring you back to a different place and time, or remind you of someone you love. At Santa Barbara Design Center, we want to help you find a rug that will travel through time with your family for generations to come. Visit us at 410 Olive Street and find your treasure today.
The Santa Barbara County Animal Care Foundation is dedicated to saving animals' lives, but we need your help to continue this critical work. SBCACF provides year-round medical and surgical care so that abandoned, homeless, or abused animals receive the best second chance at finding a loving home.
No animal is turned away from surgical care.
To learn more and assist us in keeping that pledge, visit sbcanimalcare.org and make a donation today.
If they can be saved,
we want to save them.
Last season, we were at Universal Studios on their amazing sets. Today, we're on a different kind of set. This is a disaster set at the National Disaster Search Dog Foundation, where dogs are trained to save people. So let's go in and check it out. And now we're inside Bark, and we're inside Bark with Denise Sanders of the National Disaster Search Dog Foundation and Krista, who's a canine care specialist. And we've also got a beautiful dog. Who's the dog?
This is Waffles. He is in training here at the Search Dog Foundation, and he works out in the gym every day, multiple times a day, because he has high energy.
And what kind of dog is Waffles?
Waffles is a Belgian Malinois.
Oh, I get it. So like a Belgian waffle.
Yes,
Very
exactly.
clever, very clever. Denise, tell me, what does Bark mean?
So this is our Balance and Athletic Rehabilitation Center. And so what this is it prepares the dogs for their core strength and the muscle tone that they need to be able to do the work that they do out on the rubble. So that is not easy work, I will tell you, whether you have 2 legs or 4. And so having that muscle strength and that tone really is important when you get out there to do that work.
And how often does someone like Waffles come in here to work out?
Usually once a day, sometimes twice a day, depending on what he needs and what needs to happen with him. But they're in here quite a bit. They are the elite athletes of the canine world, and it is very important that they are ready for just about anything.
He looks like he's really happy. I wish I was this excited when I went to the gym.
Me as well. That's exactly right. They love coming in here. Not only is it because they get to have treats and they get to have fun, but they get to be stimulated and focused on something in particular. And once they get the game, because to them it's all a big game, they are so excited to perform that task and be rewarded and told they're a great dog. That's what it's all about through any of the training here or out on the rubble.
And one of the things I think is real important for our viewers to understand is you get dogs that nobody else really could handle.
Yes, that is very true.
How is that? What is it about these dogs that are different from the average dog in a shelter?
So Waffles, as you can see, he doesn't quit. He has that laser focus. He has such determination. And when the toy comes out, which we will not do here, he gets him a little overexcited, but that's the energy and that drive that we're talking about, which does not make for a good pet. You do not want that dog trying to sit on the couch with you watching TV at home. He'd be tearing up the couch, because he needs something to do. And that's why all of this enrichment is so so important for these dogs. They need to have a little bit extra stimulation to keep them sane and keep them happy and really thriving, and that's what it's all about. Waffles, for instance, he was a stray on the streets of downtown Ventura. He was picked up by Ventura County Animal Services and taken to the shelter, and he needs a job. He needs somebody that can show him the way and channel that drive into something great, and that's exactly what he's on the path to doing now.
Has Waffles been deployed?
Not yet, so he's still in training, and at the end of his training, and hopefully just a few months, he'll be partnered with a firefighter handler, and when that leash gets passed over to that firefighter, they will go on to train together, certify, and then they will go out the door on a deployment. So someday we will see him either on the news or I will let you know his story, but he will be deploying to save lives and finding live humans that may be buried beneath the rubble of a disaster. Pretty amazing.
Waffles, you're going to be a hero. You're a hero in training. When you work with a dog like Waffles, what are some of the first things you do to order to keep his attention and keep him focused on you, besides a treat, I suppose?
Yes, so we do a lot of luring, which is like when you go like this and they follow your hand with the treats in it. And then we also do some shaping, where you mark the desired behavior to shape the desired exercise.
I see. So in other words, by using treats and by controlling your hand movements, they learn what you want, what you don't want.
Yes.
But they're so high energy. How do you even keep them focused?
It takes a lot of time and patience.
Yeah. I mean, he's just like, it's like he's Evelyn Wood speed reading. It's so fast. So when you're working with dogs like Waffles, have you found that they are so wonderful that you want to keep them? I mean, how do you separate your emotions from these dogs?
It is extremely hard, but we often fall in love with all of them. I can't describe the attachment that you get to them.
And will you also then train Waffles' ultimate trainer as far as how the personality is and how they work?
I will show them the behaviors that he knows, and then they can take it from there. Yeah.
So you're kind of like the preschool.
Yeah.
In a way.
I won't show them any like rubble work or anything like that, but mostly just gym work.
Well, fantastic. The National Disaster Search Dog Foundation is a wonderful organization because you're helping people who are in need and you're helping dogs that are in need. It's kind of a win-win.
Absolutely. It's a win-win-win all the way around because we're saving the lives of dogs who will go on to save others, and at the same time we're providing these teams, partnering them with firefighters free of charge to fire departments across the country.
And people can learn more about the organization on the web, right?
Yes, at searchdogfoundation.org. All of the information's there. You can meet some of our teams. We're getting ready to actually put our candidates up there that are in training, so Waffles will be there shortly. And yeah, you can get to know these dogs and handlers and read a little bit more about where they came from and where they're headed to now.
Wow.
It's pretty amazing.
Denise, thank you so much for
Absolutely.
having us. And Krista, really great to see you. And well done there, Waffles. You're a hero. And we're going to take a break. We'll be right back after these words.
Sometimes scary things happen, like fires and floods. And suddenly a family has lost everything. That's why the Unity Shop has a disaster assistance program. We help families with immediate needs like food, clothing, and household items. And we continue to help them long-term until they're back on their feet and in their homes. But it takes a whole community to make this possible. Please, donate today so we can help everyone who needs us. Find out how you can help at unityshop.org.
Hi, I'm Carrie Burns, and I'm the Executive Director for the Santa Barbara Humane Society. And what we want you to know is that Humane Societies are local to each community. No one is associated with the National Humane Society. So when you donate or you adopt, know that everything that you touch is right there in your own backyard. We want you to donate, volunteer, and adopt. For more information, visit sbhumanesociety.org.
Weren't there some amazing animals and guests? You know, you who adopt animals from shelters, you are the true heroes. If you want to see more about AnimalZone and other things, check out our website, animalzone.org, and we look forward to seeing you next time.
Never was a friend so true, never was a friend like you. Canine, you're my best friend. Canine of mine, friend for all time. So glad you're my best friend. Through thick and thin, we'll see things through. Canine canine of mine, so true. Did I find you or did you find me? Either way, it's still serendipity. When I saw you, it was plain to see you weren't just another lassie wannabe. Oh, canine of mine, friend for all time. I'm so glad you're my best friend.